Yeah, so just water testing currently. I'm gonna have to measure for the size. It's either a 55 or a 75. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's a 55 slim. But yeah, this is the beginning. Alright, so this is the tank I picked up that was donated, and I didn't even know if it was any good or not, so tested the seals, cleaned it out, got everything that the person had donated running, and they donated a fair amount of stuff, so, you know, we gotta acclimate the water for quite some time. I actually tested it because we run off a well. Everything in the water is actually fish safe currently, except I don't know what the chlorine level is. I don't have a tester for that yet, so everything that you see was donated. It'll look a lot different than this. I'm probably going to use that piece of driftwood because it was probably 20 or 30 bucks at Petco. Not quite sure what kind of tank I'm going to run. I was thinking African cichlid peacock or something like that, but oh, and yes, I know the filters are on the wrong side. They're just a lot easier to access over here currently before I put the fish in and everything. So I'm also going to redo the lighting because the tops that came with this donation are clearly not the tops that go to this tank. They're not the right size. So I'm playing a delicate balancing act right now, but I just wanted to see what it looked like lit up, and I needed to see what worked and what didn't. All the filters work. They donated a bunch of filters and pumps. I've got like 4 air pumps. The tank, which I believe is a 55, but might be a 75. I've got to measure it. I'm not really sure. I didn't count the amount of buckets. So, yeah, that's what's going on. And that stuff you see on the bottom, that green stuff, that is, they're actually tablets to help acclimate the water. They'll go away, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's got homemade LED lights, but they're pretty janky and they're super glued to this lid, so I might do like an open top and have some lights like hanging down from the ceiling or something. Also, that curtain won't be there much longer. That came with the house. It's really jacking up my mojo for my tank, so. But it's going to be like 6 weeks before I put anything inside of this tank. I'm going to run through like 3 sets of filters. Oh, there's my thermometers floating. Alright, yeah, so that's what's going on in the honeycomb habitat tank. I move the filters to the back. Yes, the filters are still gross with calcium. I'm acclimating the tank. I'll get to them as soon as possible. But the lighting that came with the tank sucked. The canopy did not fit. Somebody did a nice job trying to retrofit something, but I had some extra lighting laying around, so I just did this. And it does all kinds of stuff. It's on a remote. We can do that. We can send the fish into a straight panic if we want. Or we could do something cool like this. Or depending on what kind of tank I decide to do, if I want to do like a reef tank, which not a real reef tank, but if I want to do like a reef tank and you want to get that good like blue or that deep underwater nighttime kind of vibe, you can do that. The lights aren't where they'll be forever. You won't be able to see them underneath there. Obviously, I'm going to have some substrate down there, most likely, so I don't think that this is the way I'm going to do the lighting setup, unless I don't know, maybe I'll do like clear glass marbles or something on the bottom, and then that could still work. That's actually not a bad idea. It would also mean that I wouldn't have to redo the lighting. But I like it. I like it very much. And I like that I can just change it whenever I want. I also like having an open top on the aquarium. I'm not a big fan of canopies. My thought was to do some overhead lighting up there above, but since it seems to be working pretty good and free completely, this tank has cost me $0, including the water. The only thing I paid for this tank is the amount of power that I've been running it for the last hour or so, and it's already cleaning up pretty fantastically. You can see there's still some bubbles. I didn't clean the outside of the tank. I only cleaned the inside of the tank because I was impatient and I wanted to get this stuff off the floor because we just moved into the house. So yeah, you can see there's still stuff kind of floating around in there, but it's going to be good when I'm done.